Welcome to the Superconscious Success Podcast, where Jen and her Superconscious Success family co-hosts bring you valuable content each and every week on topics relating to manifestation, spirituality, and most of all, using your superconscious to manifest success in all areas of your life. Now on to today's episode.
Hey there, Super Conscious Success fam. Welcome to another episode of my co-hosted segment, Peace and Prosperity, with my amazing friend and executive coach, Christopher Salem. Our intention with this segment is to help entrepreneurs and business owners who are all struggling to maintain harmony in their lives, have successful relationships, health, and of course, wealth. Through our 9-anchor transformational process, we will help you create this harmony by optimizing all 9 anchors. In this segment, we interview executive coaches, intuitive business leaders, and successful business people in an effort to give you insight and tips on how you too may be able to create the harmony in your lives that you're looking for. So now I'm going to pass it over to Chris, who's going to bring our guest in.
Well, thank you. It is a pleasure. I have the privilege of being here with Davey Williams, and this is somebody that I personally know. He's like a younger brother to me. We work together in a nonprofit called Empowered Fathers in Action. And this is a person that is going to be sharing with you today a really a way to really how do we live our lives. He calls it the seashore lifestyle. And we're going to be discussing the whole process of how we can begin to adopt a methodology that is going to allow us to really, embrace a process that is going to allow us to elevate our lives to a whole new level, looking at how we keep things in harmony and how we can achieve all the great things that we're looking to do in our businesses, our personal lives, and never losing sight of our overall well-being. What I love about Davey is he is completely transparent and genuine, shares from the heart, and touches so many people's lives. And before I introduce Davey, let me give you a more specific bio about Davey. Davey is known as the lifestyle lifeguard. He is a well-respected motivational speaker and coach. Using his copyrighted platform, The Seashore Lifestyle, he helps businesses and individuals embrace simplicity in their process to attract results. His strategic problem solving has a reputation of simplicity and accountability, utilizing his own life experiences as examples to clients. Davey has a relatable, well-communicated charm. He is genuine, as I mentioned, transparent, authentic, all with a high level of integrity and energy. He's also proud to serve as managing partner and director of the EFA movement. EFA is dedicated to solution-driven practices to empower communities and corporations to resolve their root causes to struggle, embrace the root solutions to living a prosperous lifestyle. The organization puts an emphasis on young men and fathers to strengthen the father-son process as well. And without further ado, we welcome Davey Williams to the show. Davey, how you doing?
How you doing, Davey?
Awesome, brother. Hello, Jennifer. So honored to be here. Christopher, hello, my friend. Good to see you. It's an honor to be here with you guys. Thank you so much for having me on.
Absolutely. Well, we are so honored to have you here. So, Davey, we look at this world we live in today, right? We have so much uncertainty in business. We have uncertainty with people's lives, people operating from fear. And it just seems that we keep going through the same things as people over and over. We're always looking for these things outside of us. We make things so complex. If you could share with us a little bit about, the methodology that you've incorporated with the Seashore Lifestyle on ways that could help people that are listening here that are, looking to seek peace and prosperity in their lives.
Yeah, so thank you again for the eloquent introduction. And yeah, so, there's a word that you used, Chris. Look, people right now as a society globally, whether it's in life or business or both, people are looking. And what ends up happening when we do too much looking is that we forget to see what's right in front of us, right? When we think about looking, it's doing something like this, where you're this way, you're that way, instead of seeing what is directly in front of you. And I think what a lot of people are doing right now, especially during these turbulent times that we're living in, is they're trying to force change, and they're treating change like it's an action. And I'm a firm believer that a change is not an action. It's a byproduct of your process. So how do we manage change with taking emotion out of it? I like to say that we adopt a mentality so that we can adapt a methodology and attract results. And what that means in a simplified version is we have to have the strongest mental foundation that we can. We have to have the proper mental state of being in order for everything around us, our actions, to align. And when we're able to take our mindset and align it with our actions, all of a sudden, instead of chasing waves, waves start to come to us. And that takes a level of patience, it takes a level of perseverance, but at the end of the day, it takes two things: simplicity and choice. And if we could start embracing those more, especially here in the States, but globally, in life and business, we can truly begin to see the change that we want in our homes, in our communities, in our corporations, in our countries, and in the globe.
Wow, it's so true. And Davey, I mean, like we talked about, like, simplicity. I mean, right, there was a time way back in the day where things, were so-called simple, right? And we've made things so complicated, like just everything, and what could be some things that you can share that people can adopt more simplicity to, in this case, to amplify their life, to attract better results, to adapt to things that are beyond our control, and to focus on what we can control, to make that process, not that it's always easy, but that we don't have to make it as complicated as it could, that people perceive it to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, Chris, as you know, I mean, we've known each other a long time. We're very close. I'm a firm believer. I like to use a lot of analogies. I like to use things that are right in front of people, that are so simple and silly that it's a simple perspective shift, right? There's always multiple ways to look at a situation. For me, I mean, I'll start with the obvious one, being the lifestyle lifeguard, and the seashore lifestyle obviously being based on the beach. Um, we get so focused on one wave. And what ends up happening is you get focused on one wave, and all of a sudden you turn around and that shoreline is so far away. You're stuck on this one wave. Now you've got yourself stuck in drowning water. And a lot of people forget that waves are part of the process, which is the ocean. So what I like to do is give people a visual aid, right? So for me, it's the beach. So whether you're somebody that likes the beach or not, just for the purpose of this interview, just humor me. Vision, we're standing at the shoreline, and in front of us is this wide open ocean of opportunity. Within that, there are waves. Now, clarity starts at that shoreline because you can see the entire scope. You're not looking, you can see. You're not looking for a wave. Why? Because you can see it. It's right there. You see the ocean. We can only commit to catching one at a time. And so that's what you have to do. You have to focus on the fact that all I can control is getting to that wave. And then we paddle out there. And then here's where a lot of people end up going south. Even with this analogy and in my coaching and speaking, here's where people go south. That wave is not always exactly what we think it's going to be. And we fall off our board. And now that's where people, out to drowning water they go, forgetting that just because that wave didn't do what we expected it to do doesn't mean that it was the wrong move for us. So we have to have compassion for ourselves and that wave. Now, what that wave correlates to in life and business is it could be somebody did something that, you weren't expecting them to do. It could be a situation in business. It just happened in my own life where I was coming to Pennsylvania to visit my mom and got here just in time, and out of nowhere, an unexpected nosedive, and we said goodbye to my mom on Friday. Now, most people in that situation would allow themselves to go out to drowning water, but for me, I forgave myself for maybe not being there as much as I could have been, not getting here fast. There was nothing I could do to get here faster. I forgave the situation and got back to the shoreline. And when you can start to do those things consistently, instead of chasing things or trying to force things, all of a sudden that perspective shift reminds you that, all right, this wave sucked, or even this wave was awesome. Got to come back and do it all over again and keep that clear state of being. That's very important for people to think about. You have to use, if you're a gardener, or another one I like to use is a forest. The only way to navigate through the forest is to go one tree at a time. So if you get stuck on one tree, you lose sight of everything else. It becomes very challenging to navigate through the forest. So we have to simplify our thought process. And I want everybody to understand, simplicity and easy are not the same thing.
Yeah.
If we focus on easy, we end up finding hard. Easy and hard is like a brick wall. It's very challenging to make it through a brick wall. That's a problem to me. So we have to find ways to pragmatically break it down to a challenge, which is more like a hurdle. And when you're running on a track and you fall, you can get up, dust yourself off, and keep going. There's always going to be hurdles. So I implore everybody in the audience, especially for those people in business and entrepreneurs, look at your situation and ask yourself, am I standing in front of a brick wall, or am I running a track with hurdles? There's a big difference there. And again, same situation, different perspective, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
Totally.
And I think one of the issues, and as you were talking about, we all come across obstacles in our life, and us having the resilience and the foresight to be able to move through them is so important. But why is it that we are so stuck in the past, and that we don't, we kind of stop ourselves from moving forward? We have a hard time actually remaining present and appreciating the moment, like you said, that one wave that is right in front of us. Why do you think we have such a hard time?
There's a very simple answer to that. It's two words. It's emotion, and it's a word that Chris and I use very often, and that's expectation.
Yeah.
We as human beings by nature are always going to have an expectation of something, but expectations are emotion driven.
Yeah.
Expectations, I could have expected, and as my example, I could have expected my mom to get better. I could have expected my mom to get worse. I didn't. I had to take emotion out of it. And that's very challenging for people to do, because right now, with the way that society is, everywhere you turn, there's nonsense, there's negativity, there's confusion, there's animosity, so people set themselves up for failure by setting expectations.
Yeah.
For people like, Jennifer, for someone like you, for people like Chris and I, there's no expectations. You have to be able to take expectations out of the equation. And
just go with the flow.
Processes. Right. And a lot of people are like, well, you can't just fly by the seat of your pants. No. Now, for me, a lot of people would assume, based on my nature, my brand, and everything I do, that I fly by the seat of my pants. Not exactly. I plan to fly by the seat of my pants. So there's a big difference between expectation and anticipation. And I think if business executives, if entrepreneurs, if people in their lives, at the end of the day, if you're setting expectations in business and it doesn't go well, that trickles out into the home. And then vice versa. If you're setting expectations at home, that's going to trickle into. We have to be able to separate emotion. It doesn't make us bad people. That doesn't make us wrong. But we're built as human beings to be driven by emotion. And it's easy. It is easier for people to look backwards and reflect because they're afraid to look forward. It's easier to have an expectation because it gives us something to blame when things don't go correct.
Take responsibility.
Bingo. And people are afraid of that. And I'm here to tell people, look, at the end of the day, what people know me as now, Chris knows my story. Chris has known me for a long time. I am far from perfect. I have not always been the lifestyle lifeguard and successful. I made a lot of mistakes. I did a lot of dumb stuff. We're all going to do that. But what separates people like myself and Chris and you from those that are still spinning their wheels is we just simply took emotion out of the equation. It's like building a house on quicksand. You can't have a firm foundation on emotion and expectation. And after a while, people get all of those emotions, they build up. and that's how that brick wall that I was referring to gets built. So it's, we got to break that down to pragmatic challenges and be able to address them. And people are afraid to ask for help. Everything that it's emotion and expectation.
Mm-hmm.
So that is what, especially with EFA, we pride ourselves on, is showing people how to take emotion out of the equation while still having feelings and eliminating expectations. And that is, it sounds easy. It's not, but it can be simple. And we complicate things by nature, but it's a habit. Expectations are a habit. They're nothing more than that, ladies and gentlemen.
Mm-hmm.
Expectations are a choice. So we just have to shift the choice. Let's not expect, let's anticipate. Anticipation gives you the ability to stay clear and not get bogged down.
And then you're not disappointed if it takes a different turn, because we know in life, we get to the same result, but the universe has real interesting ways of getting us there. So it's about us just going with the flow and recognizing that no matter which way we go, it's the path of least resistance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Simple.
Awesome. And anybody that's a parent knows that the more expectations that we put on our kids, the harder it is, because because they're evolving as their own little people as well. So it's really important. And I think that's great. Emotions and expectation, that's a great way to be able to explain it.
Yeah, thank you. And I that was something that Chris really helped me understand many years ago. And we do it inadvertently, right?
Yeah.
We do inadvertently sometimes, and it happens to me. I'm human. I'm sure at times it happens to Chris, but what gives us the ability to kind of bounce back from that is understanding our process. Expectations is kind of focusing on one result, right?
Yeah.
Whereas anticipation is being able to see the whole picture and knowing that, okay, this could happen, this is going to happen, this could happen, this could not. Putting emotion into it it never ends up going well, even if it's good, because we get so excited, we get so elate, and then all of a sudden what happens? Oh crap.
It didn't happen.
The hot air balloon has to come back down to earth at some point. It has to come back down. So taking those emotions and expectations out of it is just absolutely critical. Absolutely critical.
That's an absolute gem, Davey. Thank you so much for that, because I think that's something that we do get stuck in. It's like, we can anticipate things just working out, but not be disappointed if things don't go the way we expect them to go. So fantastic. Great nuggets there. Thanks, Davey.
My pleasure.
Davey,
I've always got them. I'm like McDonald's. Chris knows I'm like McDonald's. I've always got nuggets for you.
Love it.
Well, Davey's the king of analogies, the peanut butter and jelly and so on. So he can always make any kind of methodology or anything that he's sharing very interesting and very simple to process, especially through these analogies. So
exactly. It's about simplifying, right?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Chris?
Go ahead, Jennifer.
No, it's all good. How are we going?
Guys, don't talk at one time. Don't talk at one time.
Sorry, I'm trying to rest my voice up, but I'm enjoying the interview so much and learning so much from you. So it's awesome. But excuse me. So is there anything else that, I know we're running close to time because Chris has got another place that he's got to be. But we have really thoroughly enjoyed having you on, Davey. Is there some hidden little nuggets, or Chris, is there something you want to ask Davey before he goes?
Yeah, I just want to make sure that everybody gets to know Davey Williams and everything that he is doing and touching people's lives. He impacts so many people, sometimes more than he doesn't even know he is. Mm-hmm. And I just want to make sure he has this opportunity to share how people can get to know him, reach out to him, and again, so much wisdom that he could help you with in your personal life, in your business, creating more harmony, which peace and prosperity is all about.
Absolutely. So Davey, how can people get in touch with you and learn more about you and see this incredible witty humor of yours?
So we have a couple options. We could take a paper cup and tie a string on it and throw that and see if the paper. No, but really, if people would like to get in touch with me, they could visit seashore.lifestyle.com. My website is very simple because that's what I'm all about. It's nothing flashy, and it's kind of driven to help people reach out to me so we can work together. But I also encourage people to check out efamovement.org. That's our nonprofit, our 501c3, and check out the work that we're doing. Davey Williams Jr. on Facebook. I mean, you go to the website, you'll be able to connect with me. And I want to, if you guys don't mind, I just want to say that, I love the topic and the concept of this show, but peace and prosperity are both choices as well. And if you're somebody that is struggling to have that peace and prosperity in your life and in your business, if there's a lack of alignment there somewhere, I am always here to serve. I am built to serve, and that a lot of that stems from my mom. So I also just want to give a shout out to my mom, if that's okay. May
Yeah,
she
absolutely.
Please do, Davey. Absolutely.
I nothing I am, the Seashore wouldn't be what it would be without the insight from my mother. And my mom was Chris's biggest fan, who never even laid an eye on him. And when I told her I had this show coming up before we knew what was coming and other work, she was so excited. So I just want to thank my mom for sitting here and helping me get through this, and for continuing to watch over everybody. The world was a better place because of her. So many people give me credit for who I am. Well, I didn't come up with all of this sexy, awesome charm and wit on my own. So yeah, if there's ever anything I can do to be of service to anybody that's listening, I'm here to serve. So please don't hesitate to reach out. I'll be right in my lifeguard tower where you expect me to be.
Absolutely. That's amazing. Thanks, Davey. And all of that information will be in the show notes. So be sure to head across there. Watch it. It's going to be uploaded to YouTube as well as audio. So make sure you watch it. And thank you so much for being with us, Davey. We really appreciate it.
Davey, thank you so much. And I can tell you, your mom raised a fine young man.
Absolutely.
And I'm just, my prayers are with her and you and the family. And you have a big support of people out there here for you, and because you touched a lot of people's lives. I can tell you that for sure.
Thank you, brother. I really appreciate it. And I'm grateful to have had the opportunity to be with you guys. Love the idea of the show, and hope people can appreciate my wit and humor and silly nature.
It's fun. It's fun. Thanks, Davey.